House Speaker Mike Johnson is keeping the chamber in recess during the government shutdown. Now, lawmakers in the House who want to hold a vote on releasing the full Epstein files are not happy about that. And here's why. See, let me explain this before we run to the sound. Adelita Grijalva just won a special election in Arizona. She's promised to be the 218th vote on a discharge petition to release the aforementioned Epstein files. Until she is sworn in, that can't happen. And with the House not in session, she is not being sworn in. That led to a tense exchange on Capitol Hill just this afternoon. Now, let's go to that sound and video.
It's totally absurd. You guys are experts at red herrings and distraction. No, it has nothing to do with Epstein.
Why don't you bring back your Republican members so we can have a serious negotiation?
We're going to have plenty of negotiations as soon as you open the government.
We did our job. You did not.
Well, you're not doing your job.
Oh, you mean the bill that I'm signed on to extend it?
Stop covering up for the pedophiles.
There's not. That's ridiculous.
Nobody's covering up for pedophiles. So knock it the hell off.
She knows. You know
You're
that she
absolutely
is
absurd.
Okay, I'm going to get back to work. These gentlemen had a publicity stunt here.
Oh, a publicity stunt on Capitol Hill. I've never, ever seen that before. I want to bring in our political panel. Kevin Sheridan, well, you know what all the stuff he's done. RNC, Romney, all that sort of stuff. And Chuck Rocha.
You need to read all mine.
Yeah, CBS News political contributor, senior advisor, Bernie Sanders, and looking very Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Folsom Prison. And gentlemen, just so you know, there will be follow-ups. So if you want to leave now, you better head out. You better head out. You better head out.
Pleasant experience.
All right. Look, there doesn't seem to be a plausible explanation from the Speaker of not being in session and not swearing in Adelita Grijalva. Other Republicans who won special elections were sworn in right away. Why not her?
He doesn't want these guys in town. He doesn't want them talking. He doesn't want them doing interviews because they think they've got.
He wants to own the message
in negotiations right now
and drive the message and have no one else
and
interfere.
they don't need them here bored with nothing to do. That's just not going to help anyone.
There's no other business they could do, no other legislative things they could consider.
I think he just wants to get through this, get this shutdown over, and
Chuck?
I think both can be true at the same time. I'll agree with my Republican partner here, but also say that he doesn't want to swear her in because she'll be the 218th vote on the Epstein. He also don't want a bunch of his members on the camera saying what they think about the shutdown. He wants to control that narrative. That's politics 101. And I think that a Navy veteran and a Marine veteran, the two senators from Arizona, put them on the spot today because they're not just senators.
Mark Kelly and Ruben Gallego.
Absolutely. The video you just saw is like they serve the country. When you start talking about folks missing military payments, I think those two guys are good spokesmen for the country.
So there was another clash involving the House Minority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, and Mike Lawler. He made a cameo appearance in that thing we just played. He's a Republican from New York. Let's play that.
Let me ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to make yourself relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing yourself right now. Listen, you're not going to talk. You're not going to talk to me. You're not going to talk to me and talk over me
New York residents
because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you showed up.
Is that the way to talk?
You showed up.
Oh, boy. Gentlemen, please.
There's a lot of New York politics right there on the screen. People need to remember that you have somebody from the city.
That's sort of like a nice conversation on a street corner in New York, right?
In Texas, where I come from, you get that close to a man, you're going to be moving furniture around.
When you're doing this?
You're already way too close, right?
Yeah.
But this is a lot of Manny Roostering. Like they're out there going, look, I'm fighting for my side, and I'm fighting for my side, and that won't ever be talked about except anywhere on Twitter.
And that's why they're not in town.
Maybe that's a good point.
Because if they were, it'd all just be one big MMA event, right?
Exactly.
Is that right, Kevin? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what would happen.
Okay. More sound, this on the radio, from Thomas Massie, who is the lead Republican sponsor of the Epstein file discharge petition, which you need 218 signatures to move to the House floor. That's why this whole 218 thing is valid and real and interesting. Play this Massie sound, if you'd be so kind.
This is unprecedented what's happening. The Speaker has not sworn the new member of Congress in because that's my 218th signature. And so he said as soon as we come out of recess, he will sign the person in. He will swear them in. So not only are we in a shutdown, we're in a recess now. And the Speaker keeps us in recess, keeps us out of Washington, D.C., keeps the lights off in the House chamber so he can avoid swearing in the 218 signature who will allow me to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files.
And Massie, in that same radio interview, said why he believes there is an effort flowing through the House Republican leadership to keep the Epstein files where they are now in the Justice Department's possession and not out publicly. Listen.
The true reasons they don't want to release these files is there are billionaires, former and current politicians, all implicated in these files. And they are politically connected. They've donated money to Republican and Democratic causes.
Kevin.
Are they implicated in crimes or are they just in the files?
Right.
But yeah,
which could be not criminal, but embarrassing and reputationally harmful.
Right. I have no idea what's in those files, but I think that's probably the answer, is that there would be a lot of names in there that would be
You think Max is probably more right than wrong about that?
Probably. I mean, he's a party of one in that caucus, but yeah, he's going to side with Democrats to try to pull this thing through. They have to come back at some point.
There's no doubt, as the Democrats sitting here, that there are Democrats on that list. And as a Democrat today, I say release it. Let's see who's on there. If they're there, then they're there.
And they have to explain it.
Right, absolutely.
And account for whatever they did or didn't do.
All of us who are sitting at this table and around this, watching this, have been accountable for things you've done wrong. None of us are perfect, and you be accountable and you move on.
You be accountable and move on. And to Kevin's point, eventually this is going to happen.
Right.
There's going to be a House vote. Right. It won't get to the president's desk. The files may not release, but it will be something that the House Republican leadership will have to reckon with at some point.
Massie makes Kevin's point again, is that's why they're not here.
They still have phones, though.
They'll find a radio interview. They'll be on 15 podcasts.
See, these fine gentlemen can handle follow-up questions. It's not that hard. Chuck Rocha, Kevin Sheridan, thank you very much.